another Chelsea chat. I've had lots of questions today, so I thought I'd do a little video. People asking me what I think about the Anthony Gordon bids. And I've got to say, I don't know. I don't know what to think. What we've got to look at as Chelsea supporters and Chelsea fans are a few facts that sometimes we all forget, me included forget. We don't see the players in training like Thomas Tuchel does. We don't get physiology reports from medical experts on players, both short term and long term. We don't have the interaction with players. We don't see their attitudes. We don't talk to players about their long-term planning or their mental health or if their girlfriend's pregnant or whatever. We don't see the day-to-day business of managing those people. We weren't at the meeting that Todd Bowley had with Tuchel to tell him exactly how much money they were going to spend, who they'd have to sell. Tuchel presumably, like any manager, gave Bowley a business plan and they settled on this plan going forward, this long-term plan together. We don't see that. We don't see that. And yet, me included, we all feel that we know better than the manager. Now, I know there's a lot of Tuchel out, he doesn't know what he's doing. Bowley out, he doesn't know what he's doing. We're 3 games in to the season. We weren't great at Everton. We got cheated out of the Tottenham points. Cheated. You know, whether it was subliminally or whether it was a betting scam or whatever, we got cheated out of that game. We played them off the park. In fact, on Twitter, a guy that wants Tuchel out this week and who wants various players sold, Koulibaly, waste of money, slow as a donkey. Last week, Koulibaly was the best defender, and this is the same guy on Twitter. Koulibaly was the best defender in the world, and Tuchel was the man to take us forward. So this is what you're dealing with in today's social media, knee-jerking, pretentious bunch of expectors who call themselves supporters. That's what you're dealing with. Now, that said, we all love our club. We're all entitled to our opinion. But I just personally can't see the point of constant negativity. I look at some people, Tuchel out, and this again is one person, right? I've only picked one person. There's loads like him. You know, he's representative of a whole band of people. Tuchel out, Havertz out. After last weekend, Mount needs dropping. A few months ago, Calum Hudson-Odoi should never wear a Chelsea shirt again. Today, why are we selling Calum Hudson-Odoi? Anthony Gordon's rubbish. Hasn't got to the club yet, haven't bought him. Don't even know if the newspaper talk is correct, but just in case, let's start slagging him off now. Give him a real good welcome to the club. Yeah, what else he said? Oh, Mendy. Kepa was rubbish. Should never wear a Chelsea shirt again. Now Mendy's rubbish. Should never wear a Chelsea shirt again. Kepa should be in goal. Dave was rubbish. No pace. Waste of money extending his contract. Dave should have been playing Sunday against Leeds. Because Reece James should have been playing right back, which I actually agree with. But I'm not the manager, nor is this geezer. This geezer, Koulibaly, should be sold. How many games he played? Should be sold after the Leeds game. Week before, world class. Silver's had it this week. Week before. Defensive general. Tuchel don't know what he's doing. Chalobah should be playing. But I thought Asprey should be playing. No Chalobah. Okay. What about Jorginho should be sold? He's rubbish. Personally, you know, I'm not far off that myself. I don't think he's rubbish. I think he's a splendid, gifted footballer who, if you put pressure on him like Leeds did, hasn't got the pace. And if he hasn't got the players moving around him, players that know how each other play and are giving 110%, neither of which we were doing on Sunday, he gets caught out. Conor Gallagher should be sold after Sunday. Week before last, we should be giving youth the chance. Conor Gallagher should be in the team. This is the same guy. The same guy. Reminds me of the guy in the Fast Show. Remember the guy that used to agree with everyone that walked in the pub, even if he totally contradicted the things he said before?
No doubt whatsoever, Oddle's got to be in.
Nah, he's a luxury player.
Yeah, he's too weak in the tackle, isn't he? Yeah. We used to call him Wendy. You know, when I say he's got to be in, I mean he's got to be out.
I like Oddle.
Oh, yeah, he's good, yeah. Maybe on the bench, though, eh? No, you need a battler in midfield. What about Batty?
Oh, talk silly, he's a thug.
Yeah, he's a mule, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll not come on since he's been at Blackburn, Dave.
Do you know what I mean? He's a different player under Dalglish, isn't he?
Oh, come on.
But to be fair, some fans are just constantly so negative. I don't know where the support element of them being a supporter actually is. I just don't know. Because the ground's rubbish. Look at Tottenham's. Most of the players should be sold. They're rubbish. The manager's rubbish. He needs help. We need a change of board. What do you want to keep? What do you want to support? I just had a conversation with a guy who, like me, used to go years and years ago. I don't get there very often now. Probably I'm going to get there even less. I've just had to sell my Leicester tickets that I bought from a tout because my vertigo is, I'm just knackered, to be honest. They're still trying to find out what's causing it. But I like to go. But a guy said to me, he said, I don't like going anymore. He said because, you know, he goes, after, well, his last game was Jorginho getting booed against Man United. Our own player coming on as sub. You know, I was at that game, I was disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. But I think that's just the way society's gone. People want everything yesterday. I mean, they're saying buying all these players, but when you get a load of these players in the team, they have to bed in. They have to get used to playing with each other. That's going to be after Christmas, January. If we've got 6 new players, that'll be after Christmas, January, before you start seeing proper team unity, players knowing how each other play. That's just it. That's the same with park players or world class players. It's just the way of the world. You have to get, if you start a new job with a new bricklayer, you have to get to know how he works when you're hodding. If you work on a production line and you're relying on the bloke or the woman next to you to hand you your particular piece of the production, you have to get to know how they work, what their hand speed is, little idiosyncrasies. And same with football. So these people who want the entire team changed, great. Yeah, I'm all for that. Some of these players aren't putting in a shift. They didn't on Sunday. And to be fair, at the end of last season, there was loads of games when we were having the same problem. We're having the same problem. But we had it before Tuchel came. We had these under Frank. We had them under Sarri. We even had a couple under Conte. We had loads under Mourinho. in his last season. So that's got to tell you something. Is it the player's attitude or is it the manager? Do we one day support a manager to just say, I'm not putting up with this, I'm going to change the side? Might not win anything for a year, but I want us to be competing on all fronts in the long term. Don't think Tuchel will get that time, largely because of supporter pressure. Bowley's new to it, he'll want to appease the fans. But I don't understand everything Tuchel does. I wouldn't pretend to. Go back to Anthony Gordon. And I don't know why we want him. I do know why we prefer him to Calum Hudson-Odoi. It's because Calum Hudson-Odoi's got loads of potential, and we've been saying that for the last 4 years, and he flatters to deceive. If you look at his stats, they're not bad. But I've seen him live. I've torn my hair out watching Calum Hudson-Odoi, and if he went to Leverkusen permanently for 30 million, what was offered, just personal opinion, but that'd be water off a duck's back. Someone said to me, who do you want in your team? Anthony Gordon, who runs his balls off for 90 minutes every game, and he's pretty skillful, or do you want Calum Hudson-Odoi, who preens a lot of the time along the touchline? I'd have Anthony Gordon. Would I pay 60 million for him? No. But can I see why they would buy him and sell Calum Hudson-Odoi? Yeah, I can. Sheer effort and consistency. Do I think we need Anthony Gordon? No. But that said, you know, having watched Havertz lately, this season, 3 games, even against Tottenham, he done some lovely touches, don't get me wrong. I think I gave him a 7.5 in my review. He's done some lovely touches. But he was so in and out of the game. Leeds didn't do anything. Everton the week before, 2 or 3 things during 90 minutes. You don't know if Tuchel wants to give him a kick up the backside. I don't know. I'm not privy to these plans. Some fans seem as if they are. They know better than the manager. They know all about the long-term plan. What plan, people say? I don't know. But presumably, any business has got a plan. And we either trust the manager or we don't. And if we get another manager, be it Sam Allardyce or Jose back, or Klopp, who some Liverpool supporters want sacked after 3 games. That's not just our club that's got cabbages. You know, it's who comes in. And if people don't agree with the players they're buying, do we sack them? If it's taking time for players to bed in that we've just bought, do we sack the manager? If a manager wants a player, but we can't see why, should he be sacked? Should we change the board because they're supporting him? I've just never seen so much negativity. And with so many people asking me about Anthony Gordon, I've come on to give an answer, but it's turned into a bit of a rant, and I'm sorry. But do I think Anthony Gordon's worth 60 million quid? No. Do I think a 33-year-old forward who was rubbish in his last season for Arsenal, looked like he's on a beach in retirement already and hasn't set the world alight at Barcelona, do I think we should pay 20 million quid for him because he was great under Tuchel in his mid-20s? No. Why aren't we just getting the job done? Why aren't we paying 80 million for Fofana? Well, I'm guessing that Bowley, being a businessman, he's trying to play poker. He knows that Fofana wants to come. Fofana has told Leicester he wants to leave. Don't see any way Fofana can go back in that dressing room. He's training with the under-23s, so I'm suspecting a businessman is trying to get a player for 70 million quid instead of 80, although I think he'll pay the 80 before deadline day. Because if he does that on 8 deals, that's 80 million quid. That's another player. So if I was a businessman, I'd be doing exactly the same as Bowley. And I suspect if a lot of these supporters who just want the job done today, pay them what they want, I suspect if it was their money, they'd be doing the same as Bowley is doing. It's not ideal. I'd like the transfer business done so that all the players start in pre-season for the reasons I've given. But that wasn't possible this year for us because we didn't even know who the new owners were. The new owners weren't confirmed until the end of May. It wasn't worth them getting involved in any scouting or any sort of player conversation in case they didn't win the bid. So we weren't allowed under the terms of our sanctions to talk to players anyway. So that means that, let's say Todd Bowley running his office first morning, 1st of June, picked up the phone and started calling people, we were months behind the other clubs. We were so close to going out of business, according to quite a few informed sources, although that has been disputed by some of our more knowledgeable supporters on Facebook and Twitter. No way we would have gone out of business. Blah 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 blah. They know best. They know best because obviously, you know, Clear Lake, Bowley rung them up, said, "Listen, we know you like to be in the know. There was no way this club was ever going under. No way." So anyone mentions that, dispute it. You've got our go ahead to say so. Didn't happen, did it? No. The club, it would appear, were quite close to going out of business. The government wanted Roman. As much as I think it was unfair, that's a fact. So we should be lucky to have a club. And we should, I think, if you're a supporter, love that club. And even if you don't agree with everything, every signing, everything the manager does, and of course, everyone's peed off when we lose, especially after paying all those millions. But constant negativity, what does it achieve? If you know what it achieves, being constantly negative, please tell me. Put it in the comments. This is what me as a Chelsea supporter, being constantly negative and disagreeing with everything and slagging all our players off, slagging the managers off, this is what it achieves. And if it does, I'll don my hat to you. I'd love to see it. And if it's a genuine reason, I shall be as negative as anything in the morning, I promise. And on all future reviews. I promise. So yeah, Fofana, personally, I would pay the full whack. I think we need him. Because obviously, Chalobah's out of favour. I like Chalobah. I think he could grow into a Fofana. But I don't think Tuchel likes him, does he? Or they fell out or something. Need Fofana, big style, bit of pace so we can move Reece James to right back. I don't know. The Anthony Gordon, I haven't got a clue for people that have asked me, and I'm sorry, I'm not being patronising or sarcastic. I don't know why. Bang, do I want him? No, I want Brozier to have a run out. That's just me. You spent millions on a kid. The kid's first season is a little bit better, even though it's only 6 goals and I think 4 assists. It's better than Harry Kane's first season in the Premiership. I like him a lot, and I think myself, give him a go. I know our fan base hasn't got the patience to blood a kid in, so it's not going to happen. But I would like to see it, and that's it really. Everyone else we're linked to. De Jong, I think he's a decent player, but like someone said the other day, we never replaced Cesc Fabregas, and that's what I think we need. And I don't know, to be honest, who that player is. My knowledge of world football isn't good enough. So if you can think of a player who could provide that, I know we can't buy Kevin De Bruyne, but if you can think of a player, I'd love to hear it. I really would, so I can go to YouTube and watch the videos. So that's my thoughts, folks. Sorry for the rant. Please subscribe to the channel. That hasn't put anyone off. I don't know what has. And throw the video a like if you like seeing an old man ranting. Okay. And if you don't like seeing an old man ranting, throw the video a like and subscribe. I shall speak to you after the Leicester game. Thanks for watching. Up to Chelsea.